Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, and I am your most happy and humble host. Glad to have you guys here. We're going to be getting into some really interesting stories today, as usual. We try to select things that are both controversial and fun, and hopefully we have hit that straight on the nose. But of course, I'm also joined by the ultimate, awesome, best oily Kiwi that could ever be from New Zealand, and he's Booster.
It's me. It's your neurotic, miserable co-host.
Oh no, neurotic and miserable. Say it isn't so.
Mm-hmm. But
So
I channel it to do good to the world.
this is true. This is true. It's your
Yeah,
superhero power. So what is it that
absolutely.
has got you under the weather today?
I don't know. Let's find out with the news.
Ah, I see. Okay, I
And a
get it. I get it.
miserable bloody day today. Jeez, it's pissing down.
It is. We got ourselves in the middle of rainy season here for us. But I suppose it's not for you. It's the winter time for you, huh?
Yeah, and I can't go outside and get my Mountain Dew.
Oh no, Mountain Dew will kill you. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and what are the downsides?
No, no. All right. He is absolutely neurotic today. But welcome to you guys in the chat. We're happy to have you here. We got Roger, we got Nick W, of course. If you
Hi,
guys,
everybody.
hey everybody, do keep in mind, as usual, we have all our links down below. We'd love for you to check out, and please hit that share button and help us get more people in here for our live stream.
Just,
This, yeah,
I feel like Nick W's been watching us for about a year, doing the hi everybody bit, and no one has ever said hi, Doctor Nick back.
we say hi to Nick all the time. We love Nick
Yeah,
in
but we
here.
don't go, "Hi, Doctor Nick." The Simpsons thing, he's got even got that as his avatar.
That's true. He does. Okay,
He's
I'll
been like
let you
doing
do
this
it. All
bit
right.
for so long,
Okay,
and
go ahead.
no one's, "Hi, Doctor Nick." There we go. We're good. Let's just go.
Okay, I'm glad you noticed that. See, Booster is actually observant. But
Mhm.
anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our news today. First thing I want to do, of course, oh, don't do that, is share our screen here so the Booster can see what's going on.
What do we
So
got
you
going
just
on?
go ahead and white box me there, and you'll be able to see what I'm showing. And
Mhm.
let's start out with our news here, and we're going to start with extremely sad news. I
No.
do apologize, but
Oh,
Booster.
what a waste.
What a waste.
Thousands
Thousands
of
of
barrels
barrels of
of
Jim
Jim
Beam
Beam.
bourbon burn in Kentucky.
What a
It's
moment of
horrible.
silence, please.
It's horrible. Let's watch the fire a little bit. We don't need to hear it. We're just going to listen to it.
Okay. We don't need to listen to the cries of
No,
agony.
no, no, we don't. We're just going to watch. This
Uh,
is what Kentucky looks like, so everybody can
yeah.
know. This is Woodford in Kentucky.
We got a witness
Oh
report saying they were screaming
no.
as it burned.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh no. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
oh,
Well, we know one thing. Whiskey does burn. That's true.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, big time. Are you laughing? This
I'm
is a
not.
serious matter,
It is
firefighter.
serious. God, no. Ray Zulu says, yeah, dude, it's horrible.
No.
Todd, I'm not sure where Todd is, Roger, but Denali's actually has had to stay at work. He had some kind of situation. You guys know he works for the government and
Mhm.
family services and stuff like that. So he can't come today. But
He
of
had to
course, he's
stay
with us in
behind to
spirit
make
with the
sure that
news.
he had to make sure people are behaving.
Well, now he's not here, so it's going to be a wild thing, I'm sure. But damn if
Mhm.
that isn't sad. But
Yeah. What a
just
absolutely ruined my damn day.
it did. But let's make it happier. Oh no.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Of course, this is from Bounding into Comics, and we have rumor Andy Serkis will appear in the Batman as a villain other than Penguin. Now, we were digging through this article here, and it seems that people were suggesting that Josh Gad was going to be the new Penguin, and then Josh Gad said,
I
"No,
know.
I'm not going to be the new Penguin." And people had heard that they were talking to Andy Serkis to be in a Batman movie. Therefore, everyone assumed, "Oh, it must be Andy Serkis." But then someone come out and said, no, it's not him. He's not doing that character. So now everyone else is speculating, well, he must be something else. So that's what this whole article is about. There you go. Covered it.
Hmm.
But I think what I love that picture, by the way. But I think what
That's pretty
the
good.
most important thing is Andy Serkis, who is awesomeness, being in a Batman movie, which I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Batman
Awesome.
movies, to be honest with you. But
Well, I love Batman, but yeah, we're kind of pumping them out, and just because Ben Affleck's movies failed as Batman, it doesn't mean we have to just try again already. But I love Batman, but
Yeah, no, I agree. And you and I were talking before, and we were
mm.
just kind of speculating who he might be, and then it came to me. It came to me in a flash of insight. Eh, yeah,
Uh,
sorry. And I said maybe he's going to be Gorilla Grodd. Oh my God! Imagine
we
Andy
we know him
Serkis.
as usually a Flash villain, but
It's true.
but Andy
Well,
Serkis is also the CGI master of apes.
he is, but I think it would be really cool,
Mhm.
and I think it ties into our next story. Flash Shocker, It director Andy Muschietti in talks to tackle DC
Muschietti.
movie. Wow. I don't,
Okay.
wow. I thought it was very
What else has
mediocre,
he?
but wow.
What else has he directed that's worth a damn?
I have no clue.
Let's
Let's
see.
go see. You guys want to see? I'm going to check it out.
Muschietti. I'm
Muschietti.
checking right now.
All right.
I
Christian Hodson, who wrote Bumblebee bleh, and Birds of Prey, bleh, bleh, is being eyed to write the script. Ezra Miller, meanwhile, remains attached to play the fastest man alive.
Oh
Ezra,
no.
Ezra's still alive. He's still involved. He's our man. Oh, boom.
Oh, oh,
There's your daily Ezra, everybody. Say thank you. Say
there he
thank
is.
you. I want to see it in the chat.
I
Don't ya?
know you want me. Probably more on key there
Ah,
than Ezra himself. Bloody hell.
I know this is full on Ezra too. This is the full effect, brother. It's like this is your Flash. Aren't you happy? He's
Yeah,
our goat
I
loving
am.
simulator. But
Hmm.
in seriously, the it was I don't know. What'd you think of that movie?
I still haven't seen it. I like the part where Tim Curry is on screen and
Mhm.
and laughs and everything.
Well, when I first saw it, I wasn't really impressed. The people saying, "Oh, it's kind of fun," da da da. So I went and watched it again, and on a second viewing, it's okay. I mean, it's not a horrible movie, but it's just eh. But the problem with the It story, I think it's a good story, but the problem with it, well, the TV show came out originally, which I'm assuming you've seen it.
No,
You've never watched it, okay?
I just love Tim Curry. I've seen the Tim Curry bits here and
Sure.
there, but I've never watched the movie.
Well, the thing is, aside from the Tim Curry stuff and the John Boy stuff, which was in
Mm,
the second half, it wasn't really that great actually. The TV show.
mhm.
Tim Curry was stellar, but then again, show
Yeah.
me one thing Tim
Well,
Curry has done that isn't
it's
stellar.
Tim Curry.
Yeah,
Even in the worst movies he's in, like this god awful, it's this gorilla movie. It's Conga Gorilla or something. I can't really recall. He's he's trying his best in that awful movie.
yeah, no, Tim Curry is amazing, and it's really unfortunate. I don't think we got enough Curry. We should have had more Curry, but
Mhm.
I understand the joke of that, but we really should. It's kind of like Nathan Lane, right? We got a little spattering of Nathan Lane, and then when he in his older life, we got a lot of in Nathan Lane, and I'm happy for it because
Mhm.
Nathan Lane's amazing. He's very similar to
Well,
Curry in
of course, I
his.
believe
mm,
Andy Muschietti did the newer it, didn't he?
He did do. That's
Yes.
well, we're making that comparison. So
Yeah.
I don't only have that to really go on, but the problem with the writer, because he's directing, right? Problem with the writer is Bumblebee is like an absolute debacle. I mean, that's literally
I
a two.
like Bumblebee.
Well, yeah, but it's being all the reviewers that I like and I tend to agree with are all gave it like a two,
No,
like out of
no.
10. Yeah, it was
It's just
really bad.
it looked like more of my kind of Transformers film, considering it just looked like it had a bit more heart in it than, say, what Michael Bay does, which is just explosions and weird jokes about Sam's parents and watching dogs hump. That was a very strange experience in my Transformers movie.
Oh, well, Michael Bay's horrible. I mean, he's made a
Yes.
couple of good movies, but he's lost his damn mind. And it's kind of like, when you ever seen you've seen things like this where you have like I was watching this there's a Dutch show And yes, you can mock me for speaking and understanding Dutch. Go right ahead. But I was watching a Dutch show, and this show basically it looks at all of one-hit wonders or great one single songs of the past, right? And they'll actually go and talk to the creator, the band member, or somebody, involved with it, and get the lowdown on how did this song come to be. It's fun, right? And
Mm,
they were actually talking to the dude from Survivor, who wrote and sang the Eye of the Tiger. And many of these are kind of feel this way, but they went and talked to him and talk about desperate. I mean, the guy's old, and his whole life is about the Eye of the Tiger. So much that he wears tiger shirts. He has tiger guitars. It's all tiger, right? As he rides around in his Lamborghini being Mr. Tiger. The desperation that leaks off of some of these people as they get older, and the only thing they have is that one thing that hit them. You know what I mean? And that's Michael Bay. He's kind of like that already, which is weird because he's super
mm.
rich. But it just feels like, oh, the Michael Bayism, the explosions and booms, and he's like, oh yeah, here's
I mean,
more. I'm Michael Bay.
Michael Bay himself admits my movies are for 15-year-old boys. So there you go.
Well, I don't
He knows
know.
who he's pandering to.
I took a 15-year-old to go and watch one of the Transformers, and he couldn't stand it.
Well, yeah. Well, you got a smart one.
I did. He is an engineering student at a university, so I suppose that that kind of goes in line. But I
Well, there you
actually
go.
went and saw the last one in the theater simply because we had Junko, my wife. Likes to do all those coupon stuff and little contests on the local TV show. She likes doing that kind of stuff, and she won free tickets. And the tickets were about to
Oh.
expire, and there was nothing else to watch. We were like, fine, let's go watch a Transformer movie. That movie was such a mess. It's even for myself, it was hard to really follow what they were doing in it. It was
Hmm.
that convoluted because usually, I mean, I understand some people get confused about certain things depending what your specialization or knowledge set is, right? But usually, I don't have issues with that, right? But
Hmm.
that movie was freaking convoluted, dude. I mean, bad
Yeah,
convoluted.
they have really have trouble trying to lay down what the plot is, right, and what the Allspark is. Like in the first one, I remember the Allspark was like Megatron's after it, right, and everything, and then Sam like shoves the Allspark in him and it kills him. It's like, wait, is Allspark like an all-powerful thing, or is it something that kills Transformers? What is it? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well, if you want to know what it is, go watch the animated series. It's pretty clear. Or just read the old comics. It's not hard to understand it at all. But anyway, let me come over here
well,
and
Michael Bay had a lot of trouble actually trying to portray what it was.
I think he has trouble in general. That's why I compared him to the Survivor guy. But
Yeah.
let me go over here, chat, and catch up here because they're saying got some pretty good things. Ray Thulu says, "God no!" When we showed the bourbon burning, I do apologize. Uh,
It was sad. It was sad news.
Nick W says, "Bring back the Volstead Act." Very nice. Nick W's a pretty smart fellow, dude. He catches all those little things. I appreciate him actually. Ezra Miller is coming back. Oh, hey, you call for Ezra? There you go.
Uh,
Anytime you want it, baby, I'm going to give you
every
the
time you
Ezra.
want him,
Every time.
we're bringing him back.
There he is. Yeah,
I'm the fastest man alive,
I know. The
and
thing
not just
is,
on
we
my feet.
we might be the biggest Ezra Miller fan site on the planet. We
Absolutely.
might well be. Might well be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about that, guys. But let me come
Really is
back.
the fan speak mascot, truly.
Yeah, I think so. As a matter of fact, I need to get an artist to somehow incorporate Ezra Miller into the fan speak stuff. That would be hilarious. Uh,
I was thinking about getting a commission of a booster gold of Ezra Miller's face.
Yeah, right, right, right. Well, he's got a very distinctive face. That's one thing I give him. I
Oh
mean, if
yeah,
you're going to be an actor, you need to have something distinctive about you, and he does have that.
he
Uh,
he's got a distinctive face. He's got a he has a face on him.
yeah, well, his
He got
Fruit
some.
Loop antics are not unique in Hollywood, so that doesn't really make him
Yeah.
stand out. But his face is very almost knife edge cutting level of detail. He's almost as if he's
It's
not real.
strange.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. But Ezra Miller's coming back. Yeah, there you go. Comic Book Bob says, we were just talking about this, feeling freaking awful news. Yeah. Comic Book Bob continues says, "F you, Chester." My eyes are bleeding.
You, Chester.
Nick W says, "This is our Flash now, folks. Drink him in, baby." Yeah, I know. Isn't it awesome? Comic Book
Uh,
Bob says, "It was decent, but the writer sucks." Yeah, I agree. As Bob
You're
continues, he
saying that because
says,
you're a woman.
"Well, the writer's a woman, but I don't really care what the gender of a person is. Are they good? That's the only thing that matters to me. And of course, we know females can be just fine writers. We were just talking the other day about how many amazing female fantasy writers there are, right? That doesn't mean anything. But let me see. She's the writer for Birds of Prey movie. Yeah, let that sink in. Yeah, well, now we haven't seen it. We know it's all about the SJW message. We understand that it's that, but it doesn't mean it's going to be poorly written. We don't really know yet. Of course, I'm going to be the one to probably have to suffer and watch the damn thing. But Brian Hawkins says, I don't think Bumblebee was great, but it wasn't horrible either. Wasn't a fun watch. Well, I haven't seen it. All I know is what the critics are saying, and the critics hated it, and the audience numbers, which of course are more important than critics anyway, were
Obviously.
mediocre as well. So yeah, but I don't know. There's a Dutch show. Beginning to wonder about Chester. Fine, fine, Nick. There are several good Dutch shows, actually. I enjoy watching Dutch shows and German and French shows as well. The German stuff is
Also a
always
big fan
dark.
of Dutch ovens.
Me too. No, a Dutch oven's an awesome
Mm-hmm.
thing, dude. I love me a Dutch
Mm-hmm.
oven. Now, those things are
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The German stuff though is always very dark and kinky. I don't know what's up with the Germans. They can't get past it.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
strange. Yeah.
yeah, they're strange. And the French stuff is always bright and kinky. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
those two should get
Mm-hmm.
together.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One surrenders easily, the other one won't stop,
Yeah, right,
and still
right.
causing trouble.
Yeah, don't get
Ah.
me on that. Let me see here. Everything is awesome. Bullet says everything is
Oh
cool when
no.
you're part of a team. I agree. Nick W
Ah.
says Chester just outed himself as the Eye of the Tiger guy. Dude, I wish I was.
Ah.
He's riding
No.
around in an old model Lamborghini. I want me driving in an old model Lamborghini for sure. What do you drive, Booster?
Hmm.
What do you?
No comment.
No comment. No comment. I'm actually about to. I'm trying to make a decision because my kids are out of the house. I had me a sporty car, but mainly a family car to deal with being a dad, right? But now that my
Mhm.
kids are out of the house and doing their own thing, I'm going to go buy me a sports car again because I like me the sports car. And I'm trying to make a decision: should I buy the new Camaro or should I buy the new Challenger? Now I know I'm in Japan; and it costs me extra to have a foreign car, but damn it if I am not going to have an American muscle car.
Oh yeah, I'm a muscle car guy. I was gonna say I really loved like the Ford Mustangs.
Yeah, the problem is the Mustangs, the way they're built and stuff. Because I'm a tall guy, right? I'm
Mhm.
6'3", the
Yeah,
Mustang just
rub it
doesn't
in.
fit me well. It just doesn't. Well, no, I'm serious. It just, being small, it has its issues, but being tall has its issues too, especially when you're a guy
Oh.
living in small land, right? I mean, I have
Mm-hmm.
many issues having to deal with, but Mustang, I just don't fit in Mustangs really, really well. But even though they're cool, but no, I can't make a decision, guys. What do you think? Should I get the new Challenger or the new Camaro? What do you guys think? Let me know.
I'm just gonna have to have a look at these. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, I'll
Mhm.
continue with the comments here.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Combo Bob says, I took my nephew to Bumblebee. He hated it. I thought it was okay, but
Challenger.
only in the comparison to Bay's baby shit flavored garbage. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think? Challenger or Camaro?
I decided Challenger.
You
There you
decided
go.
Challenger. I've been kind of
Yeah.
leaning that way too. It is cool
Mm-hmm.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the guy from Survivor did the Real Men of Genius commercials for Bud Light, did he? I know the Jim Beam story would be appreciated in here. Yeah, no, it's sad. Dutch oven, lol.
Yeah.
Don't you laugh at the Dutch oven, Eric. Those things are magic. It's magic. A bullet. German ovens are the best. They tend everything they make is usually the best.
Abort! Abort! Abort!
What?
I said abort.
Aboard. Oh, right, right. Oh, goodness gracious. But lines down the street. You guys love to make those kind of World War II
Woo!
jokes, right? Ray Thulu says, no contest, just I love Dutch ovens. I know which kind he meant in my head, Cannon. Okay, so I see you guys went there. See, I'm an innocent little boomer boy, and you guys
Mhm.
went there. That's all on you. That's not on me. That's on you. I blame Booster. Mr. Thundera says, hello, everybody. Hey, Thundera. Booster drives a tricycle. Oh, goodness,
Oh,
Joshua.
that's not
Stinging
cool.
home, dude. I miss Pontiac. Oh, dude, if I could buy like a new model, new series Trans Am, dude, I'd be on that. I owned a Trans Am back in the day. I had it wasn't the same color. I had a gold one, but it was basically the Smoking the Bandit Trans Am. And oh, I love that thing, man. That was a gorgeous car. Actually, I think that Smokey and the Bandit was probably a Firebird. I'm not sure, but I had a Trans Am. But fun car, man. Rear action posi. So it's a rear driving car. Most of the cars you've been in your life, you're probably front drive. I mean, the front wheels are
Mm.
where the power is, but having that
Yeah.
power in the back, man, and all that crazy power in those cars, oh, that's fun, dude. Ah, yes. Roger says, yes, go with a classic Mustang or a Shelby. I've owned two Shelbys in my life. I had a I had a Shelby Cobra, and I had a Shelby Daytona, actually, in the past. Eric says, Chester is Willy Wonka in the land of Oompa Loompas. I am. Oompa Loompa,
Oompa
Oopity Doo.
doopity
You know,
doo.
did you see the
Subscribe to Fanspeak or I'll kill you.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, subscribe now. Booster has threatened you. Did you see the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka remake?
Uh, yes, I
Yeah.
did. Apparently, he looked like a bloody mix of Michael Jackson and Helen Clark.
Oh God,
And
yes, that's a good. That's good. That's apropos. But
Helen
there
Clark
were
is
good
as
points in
our
it though.
Prime Minister
There were
for a long
yeah,
time.
I know, dude.
It was more
There were
accurate to the book, sure, but it didn't have that magic, you know.
no, no, it
Willy
didn't.
Wonka came at a time when movie magic was still a thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and the
original
Oompa
though.
Loompa song wasn't as cool. That's what really hit me.
They
It
all,
was
they
like,
all sucked.
how would you not? How can you not use the Oompa Loompa song? I mean, come on.
Mm,
But no,
yeah,
the original is much better. Yeah.
yeah.
Boy, these guys are. I'm having a hard time catching up. I'm going to catch up though. Let me get through it real quick. Challenger has a better stance. I think so too. Comic book Bob. I'm leaning toward the Challenger, but I'm going to get one of them. DeLorean. Turtle Rabbit Fox says. I
Mm-hmm.
heard rumors that they were actually thinking about bringing the DeLorean line back. It'd be interesting.
Oh,
Eric Hawkins says, Chester, do you know what a Dutch oven is? Not the cooking utensil. I know what the cooking utensil is. I have a Dutch oven and I love them and I use them all the time because they make meat juicy. Is a Dutch oven something else in you modern speak
it's too
peoples?
late, Chester. I've already got a clip of you saying I love Dutch ovens.
So what is
So
a Dutch oven then?
keep going down in the chat. You'll find me.
Okay. Dutch oven, farting under the blanket when lifting it up, trapping your significant under the covers. Now, who came up with that stupidity? Jesus, dude.
The Dutch.
All right, fine.
Oh,
I don't think the Dutch are own that. But Brian says I'm 6'3" and I fit in the Mustang fine when I had it. It was '05. Well, I did go the past so many months. Okay, my door just went off. Can you take care of it, Booster?
I can.
Yeah, come on.
Rogan says, I'm 6'3" and fit in my Mustang fine. La di da for you, but all you tall people. When I had it, it was an '05 and real richer looking ones. They're getting away from the look more and more. I'm not gonna lie, boys. The only thing I know about cars is the Mustang because of Knight Rider. I know nothing else about cars. How about an '80s van with a picture of a sports car on it? Roger, yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing I would bloody driving. Eric Wilkins says Chester, from a family that worked for Dodge for years, from the line of quality engineering, don't buy a Dodge. Oh, thank you for the recommendation, Eric Hawkins. Comic Book Bob says Smokey and the Bandit car was a 1977 Pontiac fiber Trans Am. I don't know what any of these letters or words means. I'm sorry, I'm useless with cars. Nick W says to Eric Hawkins, yes, Chrysler is not the best. Fiat did not help. And something to do with DeLoreans and get a new DeLorean built with leftover parts and such. And Eric Hawkins says Chester loves the Dutch oven, but his wife doesn't. I'm sure that a clip of Chester saying that he loves Dutch ovens will never come back to haunt him. Would I, boys, would I use that against them ever? Am I that cruel? I don't believe so. Ray Fuller says DeLoreans look awesome, but they're a serious, overweight, underperforming vehicle, not worth the time or money.
Is someone saying
And
I'm an unneeded overweight vehicle? What?
hmm? No, apparently the DeLoreans are.
Oh, we're getting into DeLoreans. That cool. Yeah, no. What was saying to Brian? I just got a box of meats. That's always nice when you get boxes of
Oh,
meats. I appreciate them.
I love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
just
I
want to know
just
about
went.
Mustangs. Is the Knight Rider car not a Ford Mustang? Am I a fake geek girl?
No, it's a Pontiac, dude.
Oh,
But it
dude.
wasn't a good time for Pontiac, to be fair. Although,
Oh
the
no.
movie,
I'm
the
such a
show is
fake
cool.
geek girl.
You are. But anyway, I did go recently, and I've been looking at cars and sitting in them and test driving and stuff because I want to buy a car.
Oh no.
Well, it's a major expense, so you don't want to. It's not something you play around when you spend that kind of money. But I have sat in the Mustangs, dude, and I just didn't feel comfortable in it. And I got like I said, I'm not particularly heavy. I got a bit of a gut, but I just not much. I fit in the seat fine. It just the headroom. It just and the angle of view. I just didn't like it. It didn't fit. It didn't fit me. Um, where how far did you get down? Did you catch up?
Yeah, we're all caught up.
Sweet. All right, let's move on here because I have no clue really who this dude is, and of course, anything that has Ezra, good to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I don't know
Absolutely.
this lady
We're
either.
raring to go.
She could be a good writer, but let's move on here. Oh, that was sad. Oh my God. Oh,
Oh,
you go ahead and take this one.
rumor: Hobbs and Shaw actress Vanessa Kirby being eyed for Catwoman. She's looking all right in that photo, but I looked at other photos of her, and she's a kind of a strange-looking lady.
Yeah, this is her.
Nice.
Um, Yeah, I think she's better as a brunette, which I think she's obviously naturally a brunette. I don't know why these girls are always dyeing their hair blonde. Especially here in Asia, it's funny when they got these kind of square, fat faces, the Asian face, right? And with the black hair, they look just fine. But when you put the blonde on them, it's like, oof, that doesn't work on you. But yeah, she should go back to brunette. She's a much better looking brunette. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? She's kind of got a catty look to her anyway. I don't mean catty. I mean catty. Okay, maybe she got both.
She also
Uh,
she has big floppy ears as well.
she does.
That throws me off.
I don't know. I mean, I think she looks fine. Maybe she could. The look could be okay, but especially for cat, she does feel cat like a cat to me. But is she any good at acting? I think is the question. Do you guys know anything about this Vanessa Kirby? Anybody?
Not a thing. I'm afraid I haven't seen her or anything. I don't know what her acting chops are like. I don't know if she can pull for Catwoman or not. So that's all up in the air, I guess.
I see. No one seems to have a comment. Combo Bob says, "Damn it, Chester! Why are you talking about subjects that feel like they're shiting in my soul?" I do apologize.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, that's such
That's
a
very graphic.
reaction.
Wasn't she the really athletic lady in Mission Impossible?
I'm not
The
sure, dude.
Duchess lady, the lady that like ran like a criminal ring that they were trying to. I think that's
Maybe I
her.
should do some research.
Well, I did bring her images up, but I could go over here to the web and look at her IMDb and
Oh
let
no,
the.
she was in Jupiter's Ascending.
Oh,
What else?
good. Ah, she played the
She was in
sister. Yeah, but
Mission Impossible Fallout,
Ew.
Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. Oh,
Yeah, those are
Uh,
action movies.
hey, she was in the Frankenstein Chronicles. I do remember her now from that.
she was in theater.
I see. Yeah, well, Don't know enough about her, I guess, to say, but I really, really think you're much better as a brunette, though, baby. But they say blondes have more fun, I suppose. That's what they're sticking to. But I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. Do we need a new Catwoman? Do we need a new Batman movie? I don't know. I just feel like I really, really feel like DC should just let it rest. And if they do anything, it should be some obscure character we've never heard of. Just go with some obscure character if you want to do something. I really think they should
Yeah,
let it rest.
because all these studios take risks.
Oh, right. Well, that's true. Uh, Nick says, when did all the Hollywood actresses become unattractive? It is a prerequisite today. Well, it's a fair point, dude. They're intentionally putting less attractive women in front of us. I'm going to demonstrate that in a moment, by the way. But they
Mhm.
are doing that. But we did go through the horse face age, the horse faced woman age. We went through that. And hey, if you like horse faced women, rock on. But we went through now. Now we're going through the cut square jaw phase. But I don't know. But we also have the trouble with this Me Too crap, which is how dare you, the male gaze, damn you men. So I guess that is what it is. But there's not much more to say with that, I guess. But ooh, Dr. Wright. Walking Dead comics source of multi-billion-dollar franchise ends with surprise finale. Do you know this news?
Yeah, I read about this earlier today. I thought it was funny.
Oh, go ahead, take it, man.
Well, I mean, he obviously was a Kirkman, right? I mean, he's been working on this for a long time. This was his kind of claim to fame. He had been working at Image for a while, and then he came out with this, and nobody liked the idea. And he actually, went ahead with it anyway.
Hmm.
Despite like the was it the editor or whatever, because he lied to him, and then he went ahead with it anyway and became a hit, a sleeper hit, and the show and everything else. The show has gone off the rails and become really stupid in a lot of ways because it's missing the subtext to the story, but
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I mean, if you think about it, it's almost like a love letter to comics because he was in there with comics when they were actually collectible. Well, he's forcing a collectible on the industry
Yeah.
because they weren't able to order this. They weren't able to order this in stupid amounts and ask for 9,000 variants and do everything else. So you know what you get? You get this and the collection. That's what you get. That's a collectible.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
No, that's true. It's a good point. I never, I actually did read a couple of the comic books just to check out what all the noise was about. I didn't really care for it. The art, it wasn't interesting to me. I watched the show with my wife loves this show, and I watched for a few seasons, and I thought the initial seasons were fine, and then it became nonsense. My wife continues to watch it to this day, however. She even watched the what is the spinoff they had there? Fear the Walking Dead, maybe.
Right.
But that was crap too. But the thing with it with me, the real reason why I lost interest in the Walking Dead is very simple. There's no hope at all. There's no hope, right? And that you can't, in my opinion, you cannot tell a story that doesn't at least have a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. I don't understand why everyone dies. There's no possibility of redemption. There's none of that going on. It's just, you
It's
know,
subversive.
whatever.
You expect something good and then you don't get it.
Yeah, I guess that's
Um,
subverted my
what I
expectations.
have actually seen attached to Walking Dead that I really enjoyed was the Telltale games, and
Mhm.
which has one of my favorite characters ever made in it, named Lee Everett, who's the character you control in the first season of those games.
Yeah,
And that is actually a blast. From that first season, that's an absolute blast. It's gorgeous. It's beautifully told story.
mhm,
Um, and Lee is a character who was a convict, right? Who it kind of, I guess, finds some redemption adopting a young girl who was left alone and becomes a father figure for her and manages to train her up to fend for herself before he passes. As
And as like
hmm,
a writer, I did like the whole double entendre of Walking Dead. The fact that you've got the idea of the Walking Dead being zombies, but the real Walking Dead are the people because the virus is already there. It's already
sure.
infected everybody. So as
Yeah,
soon as you die, you become one.
that's right.
So they
it's
are, the Walking
far
Dead.
more realistic, don't you think? The idea of the virus being in the air and it's already affected everyone, then say it has to be transferred by bite. You know,
There was a book called Ex Heroes or Ex Patriots, something like that. written by, I mean, he's kind of a shock jock sort of writer. I can't remember his name right now, but it was a science fiction series, and he had a pretty cool take on it. He basically likened it to that it was just a virus, and it was a virus that was also infused through a supernatural power. It was like this guy, his wife died, and he was a healer, like a superhero healer,
Hmm.
and he kept trying to heal her, and he like went past his limit and brought her back to life, but just her body. And so she was actually the ground zero. And then what happened is he couldn't kill her, so she just ran around, biting people. But what he said, it was like a Komodo dragon. Like there are, Komodo dragon itself, like when it bites you, you don't die of the Komodo dragon. You can, because it can eat you in total. It's that big, but or eat you whole. It's that big, but usually it's from the bacteria in its mouth, and
Yep.
all of that makes you more susceptible to everything. So I kind of liked that take on it, that it was like, they bit you, but it was because they were holding like 9,000 different bacteria in you that just like ripped away, just tore away your skin and everything, and killed your immune system, and then it infected you with the virus. So
Yeah, but
either way,
this whole Walking Dead thing, it's not like it's original or anything. You do realize
no.
there's a little gem of a classic called Return of the Night of the Living Dead,
Well, of
Return of the
course,
Living
yeah,
Dead,
George
and it's
Romero.
ripped off. No, not Romero. Romero's was fine. I'm talking about the one that had all the court cases involved. I'm talking about the
Oh, okay.
Return, and that in it actually talks about the aerosol aspect of the zombie plague, right? Which is an
Mhm.
awesome movie. If you haven't seen The Return of the Night of the Living Dead, you're missing out because that's a gem. And it's got the best zombie ever put to film. I don't care what these guys have done on the show, which they're awesome. I agree. But if you want to see the best zombie ever, you got to watch that movie, dude. But and that's back in practical effect days too. Although most of Walking Dead is practical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they do good, and I do a good job with that actually. The problem is in later seasons, the zombies are just kind of like window dressing. What do they have to do with anything? But Eric says I enjoyed Tony Moore's art. The guy after him I didn't care for. I don't like the show for the most part. Yeah. Brian says I like the comic, but have really hard time differentiating a lot of the characters with Aldar's art. Yeah, I don't like the art in it, but you guys know I'm a snob when it comes to that. Well, I am. Eric says, but
Just
now
when it comes to that.
many things. Yeah, yeah. I judge people. I am biased. But Eric says, but now I see that there is a hole in the market for a zombie drama. More the zombiful world of Oz. It is, lol. A bit of self promotion there. But you guys should definitely check that out. I don't know if it's still in demand, but if it is, you definitely check it out. Eric's a great artist, guys. Roger Heller says, stay blessed, everyone. Well, stay blessed to you. And the 4th of July, of course, is coming up tomorrow. Awesomeness. And let's see, Nick is saying later. Ray Thula says there is a comedy called Fist of Jesus, in which zombie plague is started by Christ botching the resurrection of Lazarus.
Oh no.
That sounds awesome, dude. That sounds awesome. Let's move
I mean,
on
I don't
though.
see a problem with it. I
No,
kind
why
of like
not?
it when, because I think every other mythology. I mean, if we take Christianity at it, or the Bible and that kind of thing in a frank nature, then it is a mythos of a kind. You know
Sure.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
every other mythos has been completely bastardized.
Well,
So I don't, even though I am Christian, I don't see the problem of like people taking what I call a Christian mythos. I think, I mean, even in their contemporary universe that they accept, Christians, quote unquote, in more puritanical kind of places, like they have those, like, what was it, the Prophet series way back in the day, like Walken played in the movie.
yeah.
Christopher Walken was in the movie. I thought those
Prophecy.
were
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
you know
I love those movies. Yeah, but see that the issue with that is that 400 years ago the Christians had a Reformation, and that's why they can have a laugh at themselves because they've separated the religion and the secular nature of the state. We have other certain religions on the planet today who have not had such an enlightened moment. Of course, although it was extremely bloody.
Look,
But
I'll sort it out. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, okay,
I can't keep
you
my
get it.
cult in line.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think there's any problem with that. I mean, I suppose there is a point where it can become very disrespectful, but that is when people are not trying to be funny and they're trying to make some kind of political comment. This is when things become a little disrespectful, I think. But when you're just having a poke of fun using the mythology, as you had said, the mythos, I think it's fine. We get a good laugh out of a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff, right?
Yeah, and I mean, well, not only like I mean, I do it like I have a series coming up that is that uses that and uses the Christian mythos.
Hmm.
But I think that when you do that, to me, what you have to do is still stay like true to the uh, the kind of residual meaning, the core meaning. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or like the core values of whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I think if you do that and you do it with respect, then I don't see the problem with it.
No, I don't think most of us don't. It's just there's certainly people need to get over themselves, really. But 2012 movie Fist of Jesus, I will have to find it, but I guess Lazarus was the first zombie. Jesus reanimated him. Actually, it's clever. Because if you
Hmm.
remember, there was a vampire movie that came out not too long ago. I don't know how great a vampire movie it was, but in that movie, because we know they've made a move from silver being for werewolves to vampires. The Blade movie series did that, I think. But in this movie, instead of Dracula being Vlad Tepes, he was Judas Iscariot, and of course the 40 pieces are 30 pieces of silver. Well, the certain enumerated amount of silver coin.
Do you know what the silver thing is?
Well, no, go ahead.
This okay. You've heard like the silver cord, like if you go into the astral plane or you travel from this plane to another plane, then you have like the silver cord that's attached to
Of
you.
course,
That's
yeah,
even in the Bible. Ecclesiastes has that.
yeah, sure.
And okay, and that's really big in like Eastern philosophy, like Lobsang Rampa, Zionism, those kind of things. But what it's always been is the silver is like colloidal silver or silver, pure silver being that like natural element and everything of this place is the same thing as like the cold iron, but it's a little bit different in that what they saw, because when people saw, when they first read about or looked at some of the pictures of like a vampire or something, right, then you see it, it's like, oh, that's a demon, right? That's what a lot of people thought. Oh, like, when they started writing it later, like, oh, it's like a demon in a man, as the demonic manifestation of a man, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So what they see the silver as is what separates them,
I
because it
get
splits
that.
the
I
world.
get that, but using silver against vampires is a really new phenomenon. It's not traditional at all, and that's fine. I have no problem with it whatsoever. I was just saying that in that movie, we're using Judas instead of Vlad and attaching the 30 pieces of silver to Judas. It made sense. It was a clever. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a clever little thing I liked, and I was simply making the comparison to the fact that Jesus created the first zombie plague and the zombies have been around ever since because of his botched reanimation of Lazarus. I think that's hilarious. I just saw the
I think it's
connection. Is
cool.
all. Yeah.
I mean, you know what it sounds like to me is like the beginning of an anime, right? Like there's like
Yeah.
a zombie
Yeah.
lord and it's Lazarus, and they track it all the way back, and that's who it
Yeah.
is. You know what I
And
mean?
yeah,
Like I
sure.
could totally
Yeah.
see that.
And Lazarus got a cool name too. I just think it's clever. But
Yeah.
let's move on here. Oh, one goodness gracious, Denali. I'm going to let Booster handle this because this is right up his alley.
What? How's this? How's this anywhere near my alley? Oh, all right.
That just doesn't sound right. Up his alley.
Hey, dude,
Leave,
I take him
leave
where I
my
can
alley
get
out of
him.
this. Leave my alley out of this. Sundown's co-founder Sterling Van Wagenen, what
Wagen.
Wagenen, sentenced for child sex abuse. Ooh.
It's always the liberals, isn't it? It's always the
Oh,
liberals. It's
oh my
always
God! What are we?
because
Wait,
you know how we have that
why are we talking about
expression, me thinks you protest too much. You know that expression.
Yeah, me thinks so.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're guilty. That's why they're yelling at us all the time.
Yeah.
Because every
this?
time you get some of these weird sex things come out, who is it? It's a damn liberal. It's not a liberal. Excuse me. I don't want to be disrespectful to the liberal. It's the leftists, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's that the whole idea of projection,
Yeah, oh
that
yeah,
you
it's
accuse
absolutely.
others of what you yourself are guilty of.
Absolutely.
Wow, and
So,
it's not even like on the edge because we all can understand if you got like a 16-year-old a high school kid hooks up with a 14-year-old high school kid, and then he becomes 18 and she's still 16, and the parents get all butthurt about it, right? That we understand and we think it's nonsense, right? But this is a
Mm.
7 and 9-year-old, okay, Mister Vaganin.
of
Go.
and he's what, a 72-year-old? Ugh.
Yeah, and 6 years minimum sentence. Sounds a bit soft.
Only six, only 6 years. I have a ulterior suggestion. Bullet through the head.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, when this is the
Metaphorically speaking.
metaphorically speaking. Well, I know men do not appreciate women either. We don't appreciate when you're messing with the little ones. I mean, like I had mentioned with the some mid-teenage year thing, you can have an argument, but nope, that's way too young, dude.
Ugh,
Way too young.
yes.
But anyway, this is of course a story that Dinale would want us to read because you know how he is. But of
Just to make me
course,
angry. Yeah.
yeah, just to make you angry. But this is the Sundance Film Festival, of course, which is an important film festival for
Hipsters.
America. And but what did you say?
It's for hipsters.
It is for hipsters, but it is America's film festival, right? You got Cannes over in France, and of course you got the Sundance in America. So, but it didn't matter. I get why Denali put it here. He's making a political statement, as he usually does. Liberals will push for legalization, barf. They have been, dude. I mean, they make we've seen a lot of leftists. And once again, I am differentiating between a liberal and a leftist because honestly, there's a lot of classical liberal people over here in our group, man. But these leftists, these progressives, let's get more specific,
Mm.
they push for all kind of crazy things. But they're pushing to, in essence, legalize pedophilia. I don't get this. I don't understand the logic. Someone explain it to me. I mean, we protect
Well,
children for a
they're
reason, right? Is it
well,
because in the end they simply want to be able to give some kind of sex hormones to little kids and make them transgender? Is that the ulterior motive to them backing pedophilia? I don't get it. I don't, please.
no, they're about to be exposed through the systems that Donald Trump has put in place since day one. And it's not reported in the mainstream media that there's thousands upon thousands of pedophiles arrested almost every day. And the reason for the blackout is because most of the mainstream media or the big companies that are running all this censorship are actually run by the very pedophiles. So they're trying to hide their ranks from being exposed to the mainstream market.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get ahead of this. They're literally trying to get ahead of this. They're trying to normalize it now because when the news actually does hit the world that X so and so is a pedophile. Oh, and he happens to be running a Fortune 500 company. It's going to be a soft blow. There's a reason why one of the owners of Google actually quit Google the moment Donald Trump put a few things in place by a stroke of a pen, and because he was directly involved in all this crap.
Yeah. No, it's
So
I
that's
don't want
what's
to
going on.
I don't want to stick on this story too much because it's not really what we do. But yeah, just leave the kids alone, man. I mean, it's come on. I mean, how
Isn't
much
there
does
going to
it
be?
cost for a prostitute these days? Anybody know? I mean, how much
Isn't
does it
there going to
cost?
be some sort of justice whenever they get into prison, and the ranks of the prison are full, and they have to
Oh, dude,
transfer them to
this dude
someplace
will
else?
probably this guy will see a minimum years, and he might even get let off. We know how it goes, dude. He's an elite. He's not going to be punished in the end. We know that. But I'm just like, damn it, dude. People are terrible, Chester. It's just a fact. Yeah, well, not all people. Some of us do try to fight for the right, dude. But anyway, moving on. Here's a better one for you to raise your soul with, or crush it. I'm not quite sure. Booster.
Neil Blomkamp. That's what are all these people with these silly names? Get better names. RoboCop returning with original suit.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. What has Neil Blomkamp done that's good other than District 9? Would
Nothing.
anyone like to have a chat about that?
No.
Anyone like Elysium?
Nope.
Anyone like Chappie?
Nope. Chappie
I
was
mean, it's
really bad.
always kind of like super politically motivated and all of those, and I mean, it's too blatant and cheesy, like it is in all the movies today. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think a modern sensibility that would which in the end the suits get involved with a movie that goes to the screen, right? I don't think the
yeah,
modern sensibility can understand or even begin to comprehend the nuance that was RoboCop. You see,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's possible, dude.
yeah. There was
It
way
was very like,
more clever writing in that
It
than
was
there is
very
today.
clever. It was a great movie. But I mean, that was
yeah,
not only a statement on society, but it was also a camp romp through absurdity. I mean, you can go into RoboCop quite deeply. And Neil has not proven himself to be very good. Is he going to be able to bring the American sensibility to this, seeing as he's a South African and we can see the South Africanness in everything he does? But I don't know, dude. This is worrisome to me on many levels. Did you guys see the other reboot? Like, this is the second reboot, I guess. Did you guys see the other
yeah. It was
reboot?
horrible.
Yes,
It was so
unfortunately.
horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible. Wasn't it like a weak Iron Man?
Yeah, but it was
That's what it looked like in the commercials.
but it was a complete lack of understanding what the movie was, though. It was just a
Yeah.
complete
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
The problem with me with that movie was that it was bad. It was completely mediocre and forgettable. There was nothing to it, no meat to it. It was just a boring film.
And you know the actually the funny thing for me is they lead this off with ooh the original suit returning ha 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 wink wink wink. Actually, the only thing I liked about the reboot was the suit. I thought it was
yeah.
fine.
The
You
suit
can
was alright.
modernize the suit. That's not an issue. Although Peter Weller did take a lot of time to try to make himself look as robotic and clunky as possible, which he did a good job with. But then again,
Hmm.
it's freaking Peter Weller, so
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, no. I does anyone have anything really in depth to say about this other than please don't hurt me, Neil Baumkamp? I mean, I don't know.
I think they're giving it to him because he did a very good pitch for reviving the Alien franchise,
And then it got
which
taken away from him because he made crappy movies.
that's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think he used that experience to try to revive another franchise, which
Well, I
looks
mean,
like it's going to be
Hollywood
this.
fails up. You know, when they fail,
Yeah,
they get something new and
they
bad
do.
for some reason.
Yeah, no, Comic Book Bob is still sticking on the Sundance guy thing, but I agree 100% Comic Book Bob. That's why I said just leave them alone, man. I mean, they're just little babies, let them be, you know. And it's hard for me to, I don't want to stick on that because I really do want to move on. But I teach kids every day, right? I am a teacher. I have little ones. Matter of fact, my kids today, my classes today runs from 5, 6 years old up to about 10, 11 year olds today. What I have in my classes. And it's like, why they're such wonderful little bundles of joy. I don't understand why you would want to harm it, especially because there are other ways to get, to deal with that urge. But anyway, this Neil Blomkamp thing, I don't know. I'll give him a chance, though. I'll certainly watch it. But I just don't have any faith in Hollywood to do anything right these days. And this is a Hollywood remake, too. So it's not like a little indie thing.
Well, what I think you're feeling, and I am feeling for sure, is the fatigue of them ruining so many great franchises. That's
Yeah.
you're just sitting there going like, I'm very skeptical.
Well, we're
I'll look at what you got, but I'm not enthused.
well, yeah, but it's also to me is like, where's the original content? Let's see some new IP, and I know exactly what Dr. Wright's going to say, so go ahead. But I'm just saying, come on, man. Well, let's try it. Take a shot, right? Which is why that new comic, the fantasy Conan-esque book that's coming out from DC, I'm not I don't have much faith in it, but I'm going to give it a shot for damn sure because I want new IP. But go ahead, Dr. Wright. I know what you want to say.
I was just listening. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I wish that they would get a new IP, and they don't understand the nuance. And this is a complete it's one of those stupid things where they don't understand what they're watching, so they take it apart and they put it back together in their image, and it resembles them and not what it used to be.
Hmm.
And so it's not And again, like, I mean, RoboCop, one of the things that made it great, I remember very vividly seeing that movie because I think it came out either before or right after, like, Batman, the first Batman, like the 1989 Batman. And, I saw those pretty close together, and those are kind of, indelibly traced within my mind.
Sure.
But, but I remember it being very culturally significant. Like, remember, like, the whole toxic thing was a big deal. So they
Sure.
had that one guy that, like, got drenched in the toxic soup and,
The
melted
toxic,
away.
the toxic
You know?
Avenger. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a great scene. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was
Mhm.
like so many subtle nods. I'd buy that for $1, to just over decadence and like there were subtle nods again to like globalization and what it would do and bringing it to the least common denominator. And none of that was in the sequel. None
Well,
of that was in, they didn't understand it because they're frankly too stupid.
well, let me make a strange comparison, and you see what you guys think. I think what they were doing in RoboCop is very similar to what they were doing in the Dirty Harry series. Right? Because the Dirty Harry
Oh
Caesar
yeah.
series, even though they were fun and cool, Clint Eastwood is Clint Eastwood, right? Men want to be him and women love him, right? I mean, that's Clint Eastwood, right? But in that series of movies, they were basically pointing out the absolute ridiculous nature of the politics of California and the fact that they would much rather have a criminal running around with a gun rather than you being able to defend yourself. And this is way back when in the Dirty Harry time. You think things are bad now, they're coming from somewhere, right? But that whole series was a commentary on the stupid politics of California, right? And RoboCop is doing very similar thing, just in a much more modern take, much more visceral take. Do you
Mm-hmm.
guys agree with that comparison, or do you think I'm off base?
No, I get
Yeah.
Oh,
you.
you're
I think
never
that's
right on.
pretty darn. Yeah, I mean, I think that is it's like I said, it's where they take it apart, put it back together, and they think they've created the same thing, and it's completely different because they didn't understand what they were taking apart in the first place.
Oh yeah, they don't. But then again, we've seen a real deterioration in the level of intelligence of people who are in charge of these things. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, look at what's going on in politics in America and Europe, for that matter, and New Zealand as well. I mean, you have the Democratic Party is shifting themselves to try to align with this Cortez girl, who not only is a silly twit, she is a liar, a big time one.
Well,
So,
she's
but
an idiot.
yeah.
Did you see the whole thing where there was the little 7-year-old or whatever I don't know how she was, 9 or 7 or something, mini AOC. She was the little
Mocking
girl that
her.
kind of did parodies
Yeah, it's
of
funny.
AOC. The left found they doxed her and threatened her with death, threatened her to kill her and her family.
Shit.
Wow, yeah, that's typical though. But it's funny stuff though. I like that little kid. Of course,
She's
I'm
gone.
sure it's.
She's removed herself completely from the internet.
Oh,
Wouldn't be
that's too
surprised.
bad.
Oh,
That
Well,
thank
kind
dude,
God.
they attacked the little
You know,
girl
oh,
from Endgame as
but
well.
they love it when kids make their own decisions as long as they go gay or trans.
Yeah,
of.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, their own decision to go gay, right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, we saw in this last article from the Sundance, they seem to have some predilectic fetishes toward the children's. It seems. And Nick W, I'm going to have to spank you, dude. I'll put Booster in charge of that because he'll enjoy it more than me. But
Woo!
Dirty Harry, starring Tessa Thompson, coming in 2028, sir. Yeah, that was a joke, but it could happen. Okay, okay, you covered yourself. You backed it up. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. All right, let's move. Oh yeah, I want to watch a trailer. You guys want to watch a trailer? I'm gonna watch a trailer.
Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
that.
do it. Let's watch the trailer. Here we go. I have no clue. Does anything know anything about Knives Out? Anything at all? I don't know.
No.
But it has Daniel
Oh,
Craig.
thanks. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Thanks
Daniel
a lot.
Craig was in a
I was
thing once.
supporting this
Yeah.
trailer.
It's got Chris Evans. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And it has
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I remember a time when Jamie Lee Curtis was the sexiest damn thing there was, dude. I mean, George, you're old enough to remember Jamie Lee, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Dr.
True,
Wright?
true,
You're
true
a
lies.
youngster, aren't you?
Was it True Lies? She was hot in True Lies. I was like,
She was
Oh
a
yeah,
fish
True
called
sure.
Lies was
Wanda. Fish
awesome.
called Wanda.
That
Oh my
like
God.
hotel scene. Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
Jamie Lee. I mean, she had she pretty face, and she could rock that short cut hair, which most women can't. And she had the most beautiful rack, dude. Damn, Jamie
Mhm.
Lee. She was sexiness, but now she's a grandma. So rock on, dude. Here we go.
Yeah, now she's a grandma going like super liberal.
Ah, well, they all do.
I suspect foul play. And
I made my living on guys, but I hate them now.
Right. Oh, the trailer before the trailer. Did you see that booster?
Lieutenant Elliot, this
Ooh,
is Trooper Wagner. I
Bolshoi.
just want to ask a few questions. We understand the night of his demise.
Hey,
The
it's
family
Don
gathered
Johnson.
to celebrate your father's 85th birthday.
She's still
How was
looking
it,
good though.
my love?
Oh,
The party?
so this looks like just
Pre my dad's
let's
death?
throw as many people we can that what is it?
It looks drama-esque.
2 days in the valley.
Ladies and gentlemen,
2 days in the
I
valley.
would like to request
That's
that you
what it
all
looks like.
stay until the investigation.
What is
is
this
complete.
for?
Oh, this is everyone in the house until we find the
Can we
killer.
ask why?
Okay.
Has something changed?
It's Clue.
No, it hasn't changed, or
It's
no, we
Clue.
can't ask.
It doesn't look anything like Clue.
It's a remake of Clue, dude.
Walls.
Killed. Is that what you're suggesting?
Clue is
Why do
funny
they
though.
have
This
the-
other thing is funny.
Why do they have the Game of Thrones?
Love twisting the knife into one another. Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact, eat shit. How's that? Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit.
Smug smile.
Definitely eat shit.
Wow. It's it's that take on the Murder on the Orient Express is what they're doing. Yeah. It doesn't seem funny
You
though.
know something. Spill it.
That's
I
yeah.
think-
That's kind of what I'm.
No, I think they want to be funny though. I just
I
think they're
suspect
missing the cue.
Foul play.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is Clue remake of Clue, dude.
I have
This is what it is.
eliminated no suspects.
It was Don Johnson with a monkey wrench.
It was.
The parlor.
I would take that. I will buy that for $1. Who's the girl boy, the androgynous thing?
Twisted web. We are not finished untangling it. Not
I
yet.
don't know.
CSI KFC?
Yeah, they're trying to be funny. It's not funny, guys. Oh, they're missing it.
That's usually like a key that it was made by liberals, because when they try to be funny or make memes, they just can't.
They can't be funny. But I really feel, I know I said it a couple times, but I really feel that they're trying to remake Clue, dude. Didn't you guys get that feel? I mean, that great Timothy Curry movie Clue, right?
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
great.
It was funny, dude. But that's what it felt like to me. Yeah. What do you think, George?
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
this is this.
definitely.
Okay. No. Oh
trying
God.
to
Well,
do
that makes
Clue
sense.
without the
Why it's
brand.
completely inept. All right.
Why? Do enlighten us.
Why it's inept? Because Ryan Johnson made it.
Holy!
Oh, do you think
Say
she
the bad
has
word
a
for
thing?
me, Booster. Say it. Booster has left the building. I do apologize. But yeah, no, you guys, we do watch trailers, but I do not promise that they're good ones, though. You see, we just watch the trailer, and sometimes. Murder on the Orient Express is an awful movie. Well, there's several renditions. Some of them are better than others. I'd say the book itself is much better. Definitely go read the book. Ryan Johnson doesn't get comedy. What? Yeah, I didn't know that was a Ryan Johnson movie, but it explains a lot.
Ryan Johnson doesn't get comedy. He doesn't get action. He doesn't
Yeah.
get subtlety. He doesn't get irony. He doesn't get.
No, he doesn't.
And-
He's not very good at what he does. But it's obvious to me that they were trying to be funny. They were trying to take a look, take a page out of the Clue story with a little bit of Orient Express. And boy, that looks like a failure out the launch. It's got some good people. I haven't seen Don in a while. I like Don Johnson, man. Do you see his
The
Nash
whole night-
Bridges?
Just the entire idea of like it being this weird. I don't know what was that, like a knife holder, I guess art thing. I don't know. But that it obviously was created to resemble like the throne in Game of Thrones.
Obviously, yeah.
It's so gauche.
Gauche. You used the word. He used the word
Oh my
gauche,
gosh.
people. The word gauche has been used on
Jeez,
Fanspeak for
I
the
haven't
very
heard that
first time,
before.
and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm conflicted. All right, the book is awful. Wow,
Me
Eagle,
too.
you
Me
really
too.
don't like, Agatha Christie, or is it Agatha Christie? No, it's not. And it is, right? Or is it the other lady? Murder on the Orient Express. She does the Perot, of course, and she does Miss Marple. It's Agatha Christie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure. But I thought it was a great book, man. I love those stories. Of course, I love Perot. I think he's my favorite. Sherlock Holmes is good too, but Perot is my favorite dude. Who's your favorite mystery solver?
Oh, I like the guy who has number one son, it
Charlie
was
Chan.
all black
Yeah,
and white.
Charlie Chan. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And that or Peter Lorre's.
Pink Panther.
No.
Oh
Peter
yeah.
Lorre. He Mr. Peter Lorre did a Charlie Chan version before Charlie Chan in the 40s, and it was absolutely brilliant.
I don't know.
I forgot the name of the series.
Agatha Christie on
I have
Fanspeak.
to
That's
look
right,
for.
Nick. But yeah, no, those are fun. What about you, Dr. Wright? Who's your favorite detectiver?
I don't really have one. I wasn't a big like mystery fan because I always felt like a mystery was a book written backwards,
Okay,
which it
okay.
is
It is,
by the
yeah.
process.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, so I kind of like once it's like a ball of string that they've unraveled a certain way, but once you get their method, it's kind of over, and so that was always boring for me because
Uh,
if they weren't really really good, then I would catch on to their meta. You know what I mean?
I
Like
see.
Game of Thrones wasn't very well written in that regard. So what I knew from the meta is that there were characters that were protected within the plot.
Oh,
Even though I
well,
didn't know,
okay.
I didn't know who was king and queen. I knew that, even though he's saying everybody can die, that's a lie. That's not, obviously that's not true because of just, somebody's got to survive. So then you're like, okay, well, who's getting more protected and is more at danger? Oh, these two. Okay.
I think I
And
more appreciated the method is what I like about those is the method of how they get there, not the. I mean, because most of
yeah,
those stories, I know who the bad guy was from the first, within the first 10 minutes, as it were. But
same.
that's not
Yeah.
the point. It's the method that I enjoy. Perot is very interesting. Sherlock Holmes is probably the best method
Mhm.
detective there is, and that's why it's interesting. But yeah, I get that. I get both sides. Inspector Gadget Turtle Rabbit said, which made me laugh. That's funny. Lou illustration says Shelby Woo is best detective. Eric Hawkins
Mr.
said
Moto. Mr.
I
Moto is
mean,
the Peter Lorre series, by the way.
Mr. Moto. Oh, okay.
Dresden was okay in some of them.
Say it
My only
again.
problem with the Dresden, Harry Dresden from the Dresden Files. My
Dresden.
only
Those are
problem,
fun.
my only problem with those was that it always devolved into, okay, I'm Harry, I'm awesome, I'm gonna do cool stuff now.
While being self-deprecating. But
Yeah.
yeah, Marlowe, sure. Lupin. Eagle wants to say, sure. There's a bunch of them. And Game of Thrones throne
I'm
looks
surprised.
like a
I'm surprised
ripoff
in
of
a
a book
room full of
cover.
comic fans, nobody said Batman.
Well, Batman is a great detective, but well, we're talking more of the formulaic thing, right? But
Yeah.
let me read this from Eric. The Game of Thrones throne looks like a ripoff of a book cover from 30 years ago. I'll have to find it in storage. It was a fantasy book with swords in the title, I think. It's possible. There's nothing new under the sun, right? I think, well, once again, one of the things I appreciate about Martin is the detail of his writing. That's what I appreciate. I appreciate the book much more than
See, I think it's funny because that's why I don't like his writing.
was
I
very
think,
detailed. He is. I
well,
like it.
he'll write. I guess my thing is he will write about a door that nobody goes through,
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Oh,
and
you
he'll
know
write
what?
about that door for like a page. Like,
Hey,
tell you how delicate the door was, with
Well,
what kind of.
here's a pop
But
quiz for everybody. A pop quiz in terms of detective. What is the one Batman series that actually relished the actual detective in Batman?
I have no idea.
detective.
It wasn't any of the movies. It was the 1966 Batman. Everything else had zero detectiving in the movies.
Oh, you
Well,
mean the campy one?
Yeah,
oh,
and that
no. He's right. He's right. Yeah.
and
Adam
that
West.
and
Yeah.
the Adam West, they were heavy on the detectiving of
Mhm.
Batman, and also the animated series. It was sprinkled in there with a little detective work here and there, but but the majority of it was all just fisticuff action.
Well,
So was the movies.
They
They,
moved away from it, and it's funny for me because I'm going to move to our last story here in a second, but it's funny for me because Ben Affleck was going on about how great a Batman fan he was. He rebuilt the Batcave in the basement of his house, and on and on and on and on, right? Which great.
Mm.
But then when he came out and had access to actually tell a Batman story, what did he do? It was all about I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to shoot you. It had nothing to do with that. They've gone away from the detective aspect of Batman quite a bit, and it showed to me that Ben Affleck doesn't get Batman at all, not even a little bit.
Well, I mean, that was an Affleck. That was Snyder. Snyder wanted Batman to be the devil and Superman to be like a Jesus figure.
Yeah, but
And that was
Ben Affleck himself said he really loved the portrayal of Batman in those movies. He thinks that's exactly what Batman is, and so
Did you see
therefore,
Sad Fleck?
no. What is that? No.
Sad Fleck is this interview that was given the nickname Sad Fleck because it was right after the movies were done filming when he could be honest and everything, and it was right before he started saying he didn't want to do Batman again. And he gives more emotion in that video than he does in all of the Batman.
Well, he's not
And
a good
he looked
actor.
depressed.
Yeah, he's not a good actor. And I never had much respect for Ben Affleck, mainly because he's not a good actor. He does dumb things all the time. He says stupid
Mhm.
things all the time. He cheats on Jennifer Gardner. But what? Sorry,
Yeah,
but are you
like you got
kidding
like
me?
the
You kidding
pies,
me?
and you fucked that up. Pardon my
Well,
language, you know.
whatever. But the thing that the only thing you need to know about Ben Affleck is this. The dude went on Bill Barr, which is not my favorite thing, but I do watch him from time to time because there are some interesting tidbits. He went on there, and Sam Harris was a guest. And he decided he was going to challenge Sam Harris about what Sam Harris knew about the Muslims and get up in his face and all that stuff. And I'm like, you do realize that Sam Harris is one of the greatest intellectual orators of our generation, of our time. And not only that, he is an absolute expert on Islam and various other things going on in the Middle East, Christianity as well. But yet, Ben Affleck is going to try to step up to Sam Harris and insult the man. This is all you need to know about Ben Affleck. He's a moron. He's a full on moron, right?
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. Moving on.
Wow.
I don't know who this person is, but Jillian Bell joins Bill and Ted Face the Music. She's going to be a psychiatrist. There's something about her face. I'm not sure. Could you point out what it is about her face that is striking me in my face, Dr. Wright, please?
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, it's like her eyes are way too close together or something like that. But whatever. Maybe she's funny. I made a joke. Jillian Bell is joining Bill and Ted Face the Music as a therapist to the families of the title characters. Keanu Reeves will again portray Ted Theodore Logan, and Alex Winter will reprise his role as Bill S. Preston Esquire. Other cast members include Scott Mescudi, best known as his stage name Kid Cudi, no clue, William Sadler, Samara Weaving, and Bridget Lundy Payne. And I'm not going to read this whole thing, but are you guys actually excited about Bill and Ted? I mean, I love Keanu. Keanu's all super hotness right now, but really?
I'm not excited about it, but I mean, I'm I don't know, begrudgingly hopeful, I guess. I can't really bring myself to be too much more than like a 3 about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I saw the original movies when they came out because it's perfectly my generation, right? It's exactly my
Yeah.
generation. So I went and go saw them. I was involved in all the hype and we all had fun with them. But those movies don't hold up at all, dude. They do not. Have you watched
Be
them recently?
excellent to each other.
Yeah. They're pretty horrible.
Well,
Even
you know,
George
if you want,
Carlin is struggling in those movies, dude.
yeah,
And then
you know,
he's talking about like Genghis Khan was from Mongolia. Yeah.
if you watch Keanu Reeves' filmography
Mhm.
backwards, you'll see that he's an angry guy chilling out at the end.
Oh, really?
It's yeah, well, watch it. I mean, if you go forwards, he goes from comedy to light drama, and then all of a sudden, after the Matrix, he's like full on badass.
Yes.
It's like watching a Godzilla movie backwards. a big monster building Tokyo, rebuilding Tokyo, and then moonwalking into the water. It's 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 really fantastic to see this guy's career just progress from.
I liked that he was willing to do small stuff. Like
Yeah.
he did a lot of independent films.
He did.
And a lot of it,
Yeah.
like he did a lot of stuff that people are never going to see. Like he portrayed was it Siddhartha Gautama, you know, and you know he said he wanted to do that because of Zen Buddhism, and he has some ties to it. And he was like, yeah, I wanted to do this, and it was a big thing for me. But I mean, he was great in it. You know what I mean? And then what's going on?
Mama, go ahead, dude.
And oh, sorry. Okay, and then like he did a lot of other where he was like almost like a bit actor in it. Like I remember one that was about this woman whose husband had been cheating on her with her best friend, and then when he died, she found out, and she had raised his kids and been with him like his whole life. And the whole idea was like that whole oppressed like doting wife and everything. And she runs away with Keanu, who is this kind of dreaming visionary, or not visionary, but he's like the dreamer that never left the town. And he finally has enough money to leave. He's been working at the Gas and Gulp for 20 years, and he finally has enough money to leave. And he has all these, like, I don't know, he's been experienced. He's got more life experience than she does, even though he's never been anywhere, because at least he's talked to other people. And but he was like a bit actor within it. You know what I mean? I mean, he's in it for like 15 minutes out of the whole movie just to kind of set her character up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always thought it was cool that he would do those kind of things. He just
Keanu was cool. But
Yeah.
we give him a pass a lot simply because we like him, right? He's not the best actor, dude. He's really not.
No.
When you keep him quiet, like in the Matrix or in the John Wick, he's great because he's a good action hero. But John Dillard outs himself to be an absolute moron, and he says, "Who the f is Sam Harris? Educate yourself, Dillard. Educate yourself." Bullet, that's how I want to go out. Just moonwalking into the water, never to be seen again. There you go. Turtle Rabbit says Bill and Ted 3 plus Wayne World 3 plus Austin Powers 4. Better crossover than Avengers. Get on it, Hollywood. All right. Lou Illustration says so few people saw Man of Tai Chi, his directorial debut. I haven't seen it either. Or have I?
Oh, I have. It's
Maybe I have.
brilliant.
It's middling. I mean, the plot is really bad. It's like a video game.
It's basically a weak version of the John Wick movies.
I don't know. I mean, it's like it's kind of like, you remember the in the 80s they had a lot of them where it was like a team of kung fu fighters versus a team of other kind of like best of the best, that kind of thing. It was sort of in that vein.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But not as good or with that much plot.
I see. Well, that's all right. We, like I said, we give him a pass on a lot of stuff simply because we like him. But anyway, guys.
And he's Canadian.
Well, whatever.
Well,
no,
the
he's
thing is,
not. He's from Hawaii.
Canadian.
What are you talking about? He's not Canadian.
Yeah, he's just a hopper. But the whole thing was in that movie, he even admitted, and so that was a debut of that guy going one step further and being able to become not just a stunt guy, but an entire fight coordinator for a movie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it was more like a resume. You know what I mean? Because it was the guy he worked with in Matrix.
So I'm assuming the fighting is really good.
It's very good.
Oh, all right, there you go. I'll have to go check it out. I'm not sure if I saw it or not. It's not ringing bells. Probably haven't. But nevertheless, guys, thank you very much for all of you being in here. We do appreciate it. We've come to the end of our time, however. But I'm very appreciative here to Dr. Wright and George for coming in and being part of the commentary, as well as Booster. He had to go run off and play his video games, as we know. he's he's got to play it. Well, his lady friend called. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm breaking the magic. His androgynously unknown person called. But nevertheless, I thank him as well. But we've had a lot of fun here, guys. We're going to definitely be back tomorrow. Do keep in mind that, of course, we have at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Comics News Today. But at 10 p.m., we'll be doing the Drone Recorded Fan Edition, where we have Skunk Girl on the show, man. We're going to have Manny up there. We're going to be looking at his stuff, and he's already successfully funded on his Indiegogo, which is awesome. So it's going to be fun to talk to Manny tomorrow. And of course, see the great art that's going to come out as usual. So definitely join us for that. We also have ourselves a guest on FanSpeak this week, of course. And the guest this week, let me go and just confirm it. We have ourselves George Alexopoulos and his new Indiegogo, Mary Sue. We know that George takes political comedy, is what I would call it. And the last one he did, the art was kind of hurting a little bit on it, but this art on this book is stellar. If you haven't seen the Mary Sue art, go look at it because it's really good. But we're going to have him on here this Saturday and talk to him. That's going to be a lot of fun as usual. We like to support the Indiegogos and let you guys have a look at it. John Diller says, I'm starting to think that Chester doesn't know who he is either. I know exactly who Sam Harris is, dude. He, like I said, he is one of the most important intellectual orators of our time. He is. And you need to, you should go find out who he is. He's like Hutchins in a way. He's in the same league as far as I'm concerned. Bullet says, I won't be there at Chester. Okay, well, that's sad to hear it, but I'm sure that Pixel has the roster filled out, as it usually does. But nevertheless, you guys got a final comment before I get out of here?
Yeah, I missed the first half hour. What did you guys talk about?
Yeah, go back and watch it, George. Anything actually helpful, Dr. Wright?
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our FanSpeak family.
Oh,
MICKEYMOUSC.
wonderful. This is what I got to work with, guys. Oral, you say? Yes, Bullet. Oral, I say. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. And namaste, I guess, for whatever just happened. But later.
Peace out.